Peace and blessings, y'all. How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. I'm like Mr. Rogers right now because I'm putting on my boots. How's everybody doing? I hope your week was blessed, peaceful, and all things that you desired came into pass. Did you sidestep the negativity? Or did you allow it to influence what you were trying to do? Because you do understand that your life is supposed to be about joy. Your life is so precious, but it is your responsibility to set that template. That's why you got one life. So how you doing, my kings? How you doing, my queens, my precious queens? God's gift to man. How are you? I hope you had a great week. So, I went out, treated myself, attended the New Edition concert last night. Just kind of a little disappointed in the fact that my man Bobby didn't show up. Come on, Bobby. Come on, bro. I mean, don't be cruel. Come on, man. But anyway, much love. They represent. Salt and Pepper opened the show, and you know, I will say this: when they say that class, beauty is timeless, I'm gonna tell you this. It was there. It was definitely there, displayed as it should, and I was proud to be in attendance. So, while I was there, I saw some things that kind of caught my attention, and it was interesting, but it gave me clarity on a lot of things. And I'll go into that in a second. Hold on one second, okay? 1 second. Alright, thank you. A little bit. Alright, that's better. The one thing that I saw that was significant is that there was so many beautiful people in attendance. Fellas, I'm gonna tell you, the New Edition comes to your town, it will behoove you to attend. I'm just gonna leave it like that. However, there was no drama, and it was a great moment to share, to be a part of the collective, and I was just in awe because, you know, it's like being in the middle of a field, right? And there's nothing but wildflowers all around you, and all different colors and the dynamics of what makes them unique. And I was in the midst of it, and all I saw was beautiful. That's all I saw, as far as I could see. But as I started to look a little closer, a little more deeper, I saw something that kind of disturbed me too. And that was that there was a lot of women that were not happy. Were not. And You could see the sisterhood there. They were there together as a collective for that one moment in time to bring some joy in their life. Now, yes, okay, they were here to see, Ronnie, Michael Bivins, Ricky Bell, Ralph Tresvant, and Johnny Gill, and of course, credit also to Salt-N-Pepa. But the fact of the matter is, they came out to support. They came to support these two legendary groups. But what I saw, because there was a couple times I went and got some refreshments, and I'm gonna tell you what, if that ain't no highway robbery, that's another thing. They got a pimping thing going on. They give you less for more. But hey, it is what it is. But I saw those that came with couples, and I saw those who didn't. And what I saw in that dynamic, it was like kind of like being standing in a parade, and as the parade of the floats go by, there's a procession, and I watched these women. I watched them all do this. They were looking, analyzing, critiquing. But what I also saw is deep down inside, they wished that they were them. And I was just like, wow. Now here's my point I'm trying to make. See, the parable, you have to pay the piper, right? The tune of life, you dance to but eventually you gotta pay the piper for what you've done. Because life is not free. It's not. What you put in is what you get out. But if you don't invest in your heart first, listen to me, my people, until you decide to get real with yourself, with you, not the person that you project outside your door, not the person that shows up to work on time, not the person that is sharing a moment of enjoyment. I'm talking about that person that you wake up to and wipe the crust out your eyes and brush your teeth. That person. Until you pay what is owed to that little girl. Yeah, her. To that little boy. Yeah, him. Until you can have that conversation with yourself, you will not truly embrace your life. You will not. You are actually living someone else's. I'm going to be a cheerleader. I keep telling you, your life is not meant to be a mark of suffrage. You're not supposed to be the one to take an L each and every time. That's not supposed to be you. But see, what I also realize is a lot of times we will convince ourselves that what we're doing is such in the best interest of us, even though we know it's not. So the question that should be asked is, why do you feel that you have to lie to yourself? Why? What you running from? What hurt you so deep in your spirit that you've given up on your purpose? Or worse, who lied to you and said that you didn't have one? Who told you that you're not beautiful in your own right? Who convinced you? Because my kings, I'm going to tell you something too I found out. I'm going to tell you this. when I left yesterday, when I was leaving out, there was a group of women, excuse me. And shout out to those who were, if this is you, you were there. And they needed, you know how y'all do the little selfie thing. So I walked up to them. I said, hey, you don't have to, because they were trying to get the angle and trying to, you know, y'all gotta look cute, right? I said, no, my sweetie. Let me take care of that, you guys, and have that memory. So I took a picture, right? And while I was there, I don't know how the conversation started, but I introduced myself. And not because I was trying to hit on him. Oh, because one of them said, you came at the right time, you know, just like a messenger. And I turned around and responded, you're right, because I am one. And she kind of like, huh? And I introduced myself, and I also introduced my channel. And by the way, shout out to anyone who, if this is the first time you stumbled on my channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of the family, the movement. There's nothing but love here. There's nothing but truth here. But you got to be able to ground your feet to receive it, because your life, man, it depends on it. But when it comes to your life, why wouldn't you not look at it as priceless? There's only one you. You're here for this moment. So everything that you do matters. So, I want to welcome you. So, make a long story short, I take a picture, and like I said, I introduced myself, and I plugged the channel, and we got to talking, and I could tell that there was a lot of passion in them. There's a lot, my kings, I'm here to tell you, our queens are pissed off. They're tired of your foolishness. But I turned around and, let me put this on. I had to put a balance there, because what was not going to happen was you wasn't going to use me as a means to vote to like bash a guy. No, that ain't gonna happen. Not here. And this one queen was saying, well, you know, I'm so sick of being disappointed. You know, every time I go looking, and I said, that's your problem right there. You're a queen. You're not supposed to go look for a man. Every time that you do that, you're going to find not Mr. Right, but Mr. Right now. The reason for that is to teach you to stop looking. But if you're going to look inside yourself. Look inside yourself. It does not matter if that prospective mate has their financial security on point. It does not matter what comes out their mouth. What matters is what's found here. But see, we as people always want to say, that's boring, I don't care about all that. I'm living in the now, Gerald. Well, how's that working for you? How's that really working for you? Because guess what? If you spend in one moment in anguish because of a alliance, or really a sacrifice, if you turn around sacrificing yourself just to walk with somebody, you're not supposed to walk with them. And guess what? I hate to tell you. You're a pawn. Because they're not going to love you, respect you. They're going to use you. And they're going to keep doing it until you get tired of being tired. Let's say a lot of times society says, well, you know what? And this what shocks me. Society's taught us this parable, which I think is the ultimate disrespect to you. You know this one? To get over someone is to get under someone. That's the biggest lie society's ever put out there, because basically what it's saying is, don't see your worth. Don't see it. Don't see your value. Just go to the next person that don't see their value. And you guys do what you do because you're both broken, thinking that two broken people can make a whole relationship. When you fail to realize this, guess what? Until you decide to do the work and love yourself, ground your feet, you will never have the happiness that you justly deserve. Because guess what? That comes here. That comes up in Him. Well, what do? We end up, especially you, my young kings and queens, if you're under the age of 25, heed these words. Stop using your bodies as a means to climb the social ladder. Because guess what? Even though it may glitter right now, the same people that you see going up are the same people you're going to see going down. And guess what? If your hands are not pure, all that's going to do is show you a glimmer of what could be, but it's not. So it's an illusion. And guess what happens? You just been added to another body count to someone else that never loved you. They will never respect you. Will never change your name. And sadly, will never grow with you, because they look at it like this. Well, guess what? So-and-so did this to me, so I'm going to do this to the next. And unfortunately, you also have some people that actually are systematically doing this because they're so broken. So broken. They've made a conscious decision to not listen to their heart. And you know what they're doing? They're going out and getting in relationships just to destroy someone else's life. You actually have men that hate women. You're saying, what do you mean, a gay girl? No. No. This is a reflection of what was going on when they were coming up. Yeah. The love and attention that they really needed from their mom, they never got. Or the example that they saw the dad, they may be raised in an environment where dad just was running women. And they thought, hey, that's what I'm supposed to do as a man. No. No, you're not supposed to do that. And don't you realize, every time you give yourself to someone that has not invested time to grow with you, you might as well say you're nothing. Your body means nothing. Your body is a temple. But if you constantly leave that door open, the thieves are going to come in and take and ransack and run it in the ground until you shut them doors. And the question is, why won't you? And my kings, that is why a lot of women are mad at you. Yeah. Because, listen, this ain't about being chauvinistic or being an alpha male. And let me check you too, my kids, who thinking being an alpha male is strong arming a woman. Well, actually a little girl, because a woman ain't gonna let you do that. I've come to learn this too. 90% of domestic assaults that occur behind closed doors happen for two reasons. Number one, that guy knows that woman does not have a support system. He knows that she's not grounded. She's walking in denial. And number two, he also knows that he can get away with it. He knows that she don't have her daddy in her life. She doesn't have a male in her life that will protect her. So really, you're going out like a punk. Yeah, I said that. Because you got to think about it like this. If you got to use these to sway someone's judgment, then guess what? You can't communicate. You can't communicate here. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't coming from here. You coming from here. You coming from here. You ain't even using this. So, for those that think, well, you know, I just gotta be, I'm gonna use my mouthpiece and throw swag. Let me tell you something. Until you make a declaration to tap into those emotions, until you make a declaration to actually sit down and ask for forgiveness for each and every person you have wronged intentionally, you know what's going to happen? Everything comes full circle. And everything that you've done, someone's going to do to you. And you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that. And you're going to keep feeling that until you learn not to do it anymore. My queens, stop thinking that if I can't join them, if I can't beat them, I can't join them. And you actually in your mind think that you're going to carry yourself like a man. Let me tell you something. You're not. And every time you make a choice to step outside your grace, you disrespect yourself. Did you hear what I'm saying? To go back to the conversation I had with the 3 queens. So she said, well, I'm tired of looking, every time I do that, I said, that's your problem. It's not your place to go look for a man. Your place is to look within yourself. Look inside. Get that right. Because, and this is what I'm telling you this. That's why it's very important that you walk in a place of being authentic. That's why a lot of you can't be honest with yourself, because you know that if you were to turn around and speak everything that you've done, you'll run them away. That's why most women have secrets. The reason why they do that is because there's a shame that was placed long ago, and then you allowed your environment to convince you even more that it was condonable. So in actuality, you were settling in bad behavior, thinking, well, you know what, they do it, so I'm going to do it. Or worse, you've given up on yourself so much, you decided to leave men alone altogether. Let me tell you something. Pain has no gender. Some of you already know that. If anything, it's made you more confused. You're like, well, I don't want to be with him no. I don't want to deal with men no more, because every time I do, my heart gets ripped out. And my panties are always found on the floor. How could he do this to me? Because you were never supposed to have been there in the beginning. You was never supposed to be there. You was never supposed to go through that. Some of y'all may have been raised in environments that's all you saw. So you're going off an instinct of what heredity-wise, you know, you saw all the uncles and all the males do all this to women, but not one time did you say, well, you know what? I don't want to, and because basically there's no difference. There's no difference in family lineage. Pain is pain. But anyway, when you see something, it behooves you to learn. That's what that wisdom is. That's what wisdom is. So the question you should ask yourself is this: why do you not think you deserve it? Huh? Why? sometimes you'll get to a place where you're not supposed to date nobody, but date yourself. You get to a place where you're jumping in and out of people's lives and beds, and what does that do? That messes with your DNA. That spreads STDs, and all that does is cause more affliction. And that's why it's written in the Bible not to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit up here and be a hypocrite. I'm not. But I will tell you this. I love each and every one of you. And I know that someone probably tried to tell you this, but because of your pride and ego, you was like, I ain't hearing that. So take this unbiased advice. I don't know you. I'm not in your life. But I care about it. Maybe God is trying to get your attention. How much pain you got to go through. How far down the road that you got to go through and taking L's before you stop. Because you do understand this. No matter where the journey takes you, if it ends up in a dead end, guess what? You got to double back eventually. You got to do a review on your life because your life is worth it. You got one life. And if you have extensions, being your family, that will look at you for inspiration, it is very imperative that you do the work. Because some of the greatest lessons that are ever taught are never spoken. They're experienced. Now, I'm going to leave this alone. My queens, I can't stress this. I can't stress this anymore. Stop taking your pain and projecting it out and thinking that's a pass for bad behavior. Because all you do is compromise yourself and take yourself back one step from where you're supposed to be. That takes you one step further from the one. You know, the one. Some of y'all are and thrown up and have just taken a position to be in a relationship because it's convenient. Knowing that you lie to yourself every morning and every moment that you kiss. Because your heart flutters when your heart is telling you this ain't right. That's why you might have anxiety attacks right now. God loves you. Your angels are there for a reason. So guess what? You're going to keep going through things, and things are going to start, they're going to continue to happen to you until you say, okay. Oh yes. Or sadly, you get all cried out. And then you become frozen. You become numb. And you think that, well, you know what? If I stay away from this and put my boundaries up like that, I'm okay. I don't let nobody in. And those are the ones you see all the time that you can just say hello and they go 1 to 10 real quick. But in actuality, you know what? What they're really doing is saying, hey, I'm so broken. I'm so broken. I just want to be loved. I want someone to hold me. I want someone to console me. Why I want my knight? Why I want my king? The one I dream about at night. The guy that lives in my fantasy. Why won't he come to me? Well, it's quite simple. Until you cut them jokers out in your life. Until you restructure your life. Get back to one. Get back to one. Stop sleeping around. Yeah, that means close your legs. Yeah, close them. Close them. Put a lock on it. That's what healing's about. Healing's about through time. Because guess what? You can't sit up here and say all men are dogs if you're allowing them to piss on you. Excuse my French. Because a person can't do nothing to you unless you go with it. You gotta own that. And what's so sad is a lot of people are seeing the effects of their actions fanning their heart through other people. You got violence in your heart, well, the next person that comes in your life is going to be violent to you. You got deceptive, you got deception, you're gonna get deceived. Somebody gonna steal from you. And usually that's how they do it. They steal your heart and they steal your possessions. And then you gotta go sift through it. Because all you do, women, is think. That's why you're a woman. Don't you get it? That's why you're a woman. You're a nurturer. That's why God gave you that blessing. But if you can't find emotional safety in yourself, guess what? Your environment is not going to be safe. There might be nothing but intrigue. There may be nothing but disappointment. Because it comes from here, correlated from here. So let me ask you this. Because I know I pissed off some of you right now because you know it's the truth. And what blows my mind is some of y'all got alliances with the wrong people. I've noticed that too. Some of your girlfriends only keep you around because you serve their purposes or do their work. It's true. That's why they say birds of a feather flock together. Maybe it's time that you break from that flock and fly. Fly alone. Until you make a decision to give back to yourself. You're robbing yourself of the happiness that was bestowed to you from the first moment you took a breath. Life is not easy. It's not. But it is your worth that defines your reality. So if you don't value yourself, if your worth is defined by your pride, that's a big problem. I've never seen so many prideful people, especially my queens. And don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing you. I love you, but you set the bar. We all set the bar of what we will accept. Don't matter what the package looks like. It doesn't. And unfortunately, society has convinced you that, well, you know what? As long as he's knocking the bottom out of me, I can put up with his flaws. Because your ego says I can change him. Let me tell you something. A person can't change unless they want to change. So start with you. Change yourself. And my kings, don't think you got a pass. I'll just say this. If you think what you find in your pocket makes you a man, you got a lot of training to do, brother. If you think these make you a man, you got a lot of growing up to do. You got to be truthful with yourself, because you're doing a disservice to that little boy that's in you. just pissed off. Even to the point it's like, you know what? Bump that fool. He don't care about me, so let his life. He suck. And that's why people are bold enough to say, well, you ain't this and you'll never be this because he was like that. Well, guess what? We can't control what our parents done. That's their lives. They got to answer to their lives. But it is your responsibility to define yours. And because you came from this family tree, doesn't mean that you got to be about them roots. Maybe you are the one that's supposed to break the cycle. Huh? What about that? Maybe you're the one that's supposed to change and take your family, your legacy. That's what it's about to be a man. It's about your legacy. Don't you ever forget it ain't. So whatever you do matters, even when you're by yourself. Because guess what? You can't run from your higher power. And every time that you make a point to disrespect yourself, oh no, let me throw this out there too, my kings. You know what happens when you turn around and violate your body? And you go out there and not, you just have your way. And you keep doing it. Keep doing it. And you laughing about what you did to her and you don't care. You know what's going to happen? And you've probably seen this. What'll happen is you'll end up like so many that will have nothing but girls. And guess what? All those heartaches and growing pains, unfortunately, you will see played out in their lives. And guess what? There's nothing you can do about it, because what's going to happen is one day the person that you were is going to do this. I'm here to see your daughter. And it's going to piss you off because there ain't nothing you can do about it. Because you know exactly what he's going to do. It's time for you to get right with God. Get right with yourself and put the work in. And declare your name. I love you, my people. I really do. But it doesn't matter what comes out of my mouth if you will not make a decision to love yourself. You got so much riding on it. And yes, my kings and queens, when you make a declaration, when you make that declaration, do the work, everything will be validated in its time. One by one, you will start to see things in a different perspective. Yes, you might even go through a period where you just may cry your ass off because of the shame, the disrespect, the sorrow, or more worse, the time that you squandered. Ain't nothing worse than giving your time to someone that doesn't value you. I know you know that, my queens. That's why you're bitter now. So the question is, why you put up with it? It can all stop when you invest in your life. And I'm telling you, when you do the work, sincerely, don't play around with it. Because God sees, knows, and guess what? Prepares. That's why we got free will. So how much is your life worth? How much is it? Get real with yourself. And yes, people are going to try to come into your life and people are going to go out of your life. But thank them. Because if you keep your boundaries up, the people that don't see your worth won't have access. But that does not give you a pass to be an asshole. Because every time you do that, you compromise what we call character. Grace, my queens. Dignity, my kings. Stop selling yourself cheap. My kings of my queens of Mr. Goodbar ain't willing to grow with you, then you need to walk away. Save yourself the pain. Because just know this, the one, him, that guy, the one that's going to make all your jagged edges smooth, that's going to make you feel like you can exhale, he's going to be a spiritual man. He is. And 9 times out of 10, you probably already met him. Well, we all got to do the work, so you never know. He may walk in your life tomorrow, or it may be 20 years from now. It depends on how long it takes for you to get right with yourself. But when you do, I'm telling you this, your world as you know it will drastically be changed. It will, all the things, you will see the things that did not matter. You will see. And guess what? You will start to tap into a peace, a harmony that is so profound. That's all you're going to want. So, stop allowing your environment to sway you. Stop looking at that TV for inspiration. We need more of you queens to define yourself through love and grace. Come on now, we can't do the work, but we do need you, and we love you. But you gotta love yourself first. I would love to hear from you. For those who do not know, I'm on Google+. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always inbox me, and I'll hit you back. But as I always say, God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that profound reason alone, it helps me discern mine. So love yourself. Place your higher power first. And if you don't have a connection with your spirituality, that's your first greatest fear you got to get past. He's been there the whole time waiting for you to connect. He loves you. And I do too. And you deserve to be happy. But you got to stop fooling yourselves. You got to. Because right now, all those people that don't see your worth, that only want to exploit you, to always keep you in pain and turmoil, they're banking that you don't. Okay, guys. Hope you have a blessed and protected weekend. And I would love to hear from you, okay? Alright, y'all. Stay protected. Stay blessed. And of course, stay you. It's time to let that bitterness go, my queens and kings. It's time to claim your name. Bye, y'all.